Okay, so I'm sorry. Trina again is one of my very best friends and my neighbor, and she's also ascend. Now, Trina, we're talking about how like people ascend, but you don't all ascend. I had a picture of it in my mind, like, okay, Judgment Day is going to be, last night for New Year's or tonight for New Year's. Everybody that was good, like Santa wanted them to be in 2018, will now ascend on the first of the year in 2019. That's kind of how I pictured it. But Trina, you're saying that what happens is each person works towards a goal, and each person eventually, not even in the same way, but each person at the however they're made and however they accomplish their goal, at some point in time, it's decided by divine power and energy that they will ascend to the next level, right?
That's right.
At any given time.
That's right.
Could be like right this second I say something and it's like finally you figured it out, and I might just ascend right now, right? I could, right? So then I go to another dimension, but I stay in this one too, right?
Yeah, you can travel through.
Okay, and I can travel through based off of like my love for human beings, like you're doing. I can come down a level to try to help them ascend, like all the self-ascension people.
Yeah.
But what I want to do, I'm bringing this up for you because I love you, is I want to make sure I always guard my own energy, because potentially in my love for others, I could lose my energy and drop down a level because I decided to put someone else ahead of me.
That's because at times you think you're a loser and you're not. You know in your heart you're a winner.
Okay, but thinking you're a loser is not appreciating and loving the spirit that's within you, which is in all of us.
You're right.
So that's why you could potentially go down, couldn't you?
Right, yes.
And then you're going to have to, like maybe even right now, you have to do certain things to get back up to the level that you're actually in, right?
Yes, you have to get back on top once you get motivated again, but you can lose it. It just depends on who you're around and what kind of energy people give off. There's people, Joe gives no energy off to me.
To you, right. And that's the weird thing that I think too, so correct me if I'm wrong, but different people, as we're all made uniquely, so different people get different amounts of energy based off of their commonality or any given thing.
That's right. Whatever they're doing, whatever their purpose is of life.
So I thought, this is the funny thing too, because it comes in different magnitudes and it emits further from some people than others towards me. So like I sat next to this cute guy at the library yesterday, and he was like a foot apart, never less than a foot apart from me, and I could feel all his energy almost right when I walked up. In my life, African Americans have a huge amount of positive energy, and they can almost instantly lift me up. Almost instantly, just walking into their presence, male or female. Because I love their truth, I love their light, I love their humor. You know what I mean? To me, they just admit all things that are energy.
Right.
And so I love to listen to black women tell me the truth about something, like, girl, what do you mean you're going to do that? You just did that before. What happened? Like you do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like they're not trying to be bitchy. They're trying to say, why aren't you thinking? Like, why in the world would you go just do the same thing you've done 10,000 times? Because they want you to ascend.
Right.
And they love you. A lot of women will do it because they want to tear you down. But they're, as a general rule, an African-American woman, a black woman, is not trying to ever tear you down. You know, she's trying to lift you up. Right. And that's you too. And sometimes you use hardcore, like you sound like even when you're bashing Joe, you're not trying to tear him down, you're trying to get him to stand up and fight.
Yes.
But eventually you get to the point where you're just like, you stupid motherfucker, are you really that weak? Not that you say that. I say that to people though.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, if you want to be weak, get out of my house. I can't have that energy in here now. I've tried and tried and tried and tried. You know, if you want to question and question and question, I said this to the guy the other day. It's like, you know what? Okay, I've had enough. I want you to ascend. I wanted you to be a star in my little portion of life. You know, if anyone ever happens to watch it from the aliens later, I wanted you to be a superstar, and I wanted you to be one of the stealth bombers that's bringing all these people up to ascend. I wanted you to be completely woke and completely believe. But now your energy. So you think about this. But now your energy is too much, dude. I felt really positive energy from you when you came in. I felt a lot of love. I could put my shoulder up to his. He was like, do you feel that? And he's pushing his shoulder up against me, and I go, watch. And I put it like this, and I go, don't touch me. You know, I go, do you feel that? And he's like, damn, girl, what's up? You know, because you could feel energy just by not touching.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you can feel it in the presence of it.
It's so fun. But you can also feel if you're really
high. I've been in situations where the energy is so high
Yeah, and sometimes you get to your own energy so high. That's why I've been going on walks so much. Because if my energy gets too high, like Kanye West, I think a lot of what's wrong with bipolars is that maybe they have a certain blood type where they're a target of the government, the Illuminati, or the ETs, the bad ETs. Mm-hmm. So they're constantly under spiritual attack, and so that's why they're bipolar, because they know inside what it is, but they can't put their finger on it because nobody's going to let their minds go. And then all of a sudden, like what's been happening to me, my point was is that all of a sudden you start to get woke and you start to get more and more and more power, and it's like you never imagined how much power would be in your body. On this earth, you almost feel like you're going to lift off the ground, but that doesn't make any sense.
Well, if you see how the Chinese people are, you see they can fly through the air.
No, they can't. What do you mean?
Yes, they can. Their karate work and that.
Yeah.
They can jump 6 feet up.
Oh, yeah, I guess I never really paid attention, but you're right. I was always just, Mr. Miyagi never really took.
Yeah, see how their bodies
like Bruce Lee or whatever?
And how they fly through the air and how they can just walk up things.
That's cool. I'm going to start bringing it up because I'm trying to have different cultural differences.
Energy in the Chinese.
That's why acupuncture and their medicine works so well, and it looks to us like it's magic because it really is magic, and it's channeling the power of your mind.
Yes, right. The energy.
Oh, so neat. So back to what we were talking about.
Same with the charo rocks.
With the what?
The rocks, the orange rocks, the lavender, the white.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You buy them at the store.
Like crystals? Don't leave. You have to leave?
You gotta put your meat away.
Okay, but I'll put it away, but I just thought you were going to get up and go, and I was hoping you might stay a little longer.
You left your water can is over at my house on the table.
I think I left my Broncos sweatshirt too, didn't I?
I don't know.
I hope I did. Yeah, I love that thing. I thought I left it somewhere else.
I gotta go pee.
Okay, I don't have any toilet paper. That's why I like to use your bathroom.
Well, I have a roll of toilet paper for Christ's sake.
Well, there's none in there. You'll have to drip dry.
I cannot hold it too long.
That's what happened yesterday when I came to your house. Thank you for putting all this away. In the bag for me. I mean, putting it away into the bag for me, I'm saying. Because I was going to forget, probably. I went from nothing in my fridge to packing it full. You know when you gave me all that food that day?
Yeah.
I thought I was dead going to hell, so when Cheryl came, I just gave it to her. Because I thought the very next day the government was going to come and get me and execute me, and I was going to hell.
I knew you gave it all to her.
I know, sorry.
I feel it.
I know, sorry. Well, and then you asked me for the bag the next day, and I'm like,
I got pretty good intuition at times.
Well, obviously, now I know, of course you knew. But I didn't do it to be, I did it because I just had no hope.
Yeah, I know.
Not to be like a...
So I can wait till you take this outside, put it on newspaper, and paint it.
I don't have newspaper. Hey, can you talk again about aliens? Will you have a seat and we'll finish our interview about aliens? Or don't even have a seat, just talk towards the camera. Whatever you want to do, have a seat or don't, but... so you're telling me when you first... What you were telling me when we didn't have the recorder on, because we're just buddies, we just talk all the time, guys. But we had to turn the camera on or the thing on, because now she's giving us some more little drops. I don't know what we're gonna call these drops, because they're not Q drops, but these drops are from.
These drops happened back in 1970.
Well, what happened?
I moved to Illinois with my husband. And we went to his brother's house. They live in a small town, a hick town called Lynn Center, Illinois.
Is it a farming town?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And we went, we all went to bed that night, being tired and all, and went to sleep.
Yeah.
And I was woke up, and I looked right out the window, which was above the bed.
Okay.
And then between the trees, I saw this big, bright orange light.
Up in the sky, you said, hovering.
Yeah, hovering.
What shape was it?
It was round.
Okay.
Completely round with the white light beaming out from on top.
So it wasn't a disc shape, it was the shape of the moon, right?
No, it was the shape of a spacecraft.
Well, I know I've never seen one. Is a spacecraft a disc shape then, like a round disc, or is it a round globe?
It's like an alien ship.
I know it's like an alien ship, but I'm trying to picture it. Like, is it around like a globe, like a sphere? Like this?
No, huge round circle.
Is it flat on the top and flat on the bottom?
It was flat on the bottom. I couldn't see the top. All I seen was white lights coming from the top.
Going straight up like that beam me up type of beam me up, Scotty?
As long as I looked at it, it just stood there, moving around. And the minute I put my head down and I looked back up, it was gone like that.
Ooh, so you were meant to see it. They wanted you to see them.
Yeah, it just disappeared.
Did you feel, because when I saw when I was watching the UFO the other morning, I felt almost immediately, I didn't feel any fear at all, not one drop. And I felt almost immediately that they were the good guys. Did you feel any energy coming from that spacecraft one way or the other?
I was a little young back then.
You what?
I was young back then, so I couldn't. No, I felt very peaceful when I went to sleep.
You did feel peaceful. You didn't feel scared.
Not at all.
Okay, so that was your good guys. I believe that was the good guys. Because as beings of love and light, we would know, we would feel something if it wasn't the good guys.
No, I went to sleep. Slept like a baby.
Yeah. Okay. So that's awesome. So then, have you ever had any other alien encounters?
No.
Do you believe we're all aliens? Part alien?
I don't really know for sure.
Okay, I've heard that from a lot of those that are ascend already, that they believe that we're all aliens.
Wow, I don't know about that.
Okay. Do you believe that Mike, oh, you don't even pay attention to Mike, do you?
No.
Dang, that's so weird, because that's my biggest thing in my life is the mic. And you don't, that's not something that you pay attention to or study, and so that's not your area of expertise.
No.
So I want to ask you questions about it, but it's like, yeah, I don't watch that Big Brother show. I'm not interested in that part. Right?
You don't watch what?
No, I'm saying when you've gone through the years and you've seen different things, and maybe you watched them on TV or on the Looking Glass or whatever, you never really watch the mic parts because you just don't care. But where there might be somebody that constantly Googles or whatever in their head and goes, give me all the mic episodes, I'm really into mics. Right? Or it's like the ladies that are all into JFK Jr., you know?
Yeah.
Like, Q is going on and all this other stuff's happening, but they've got certain vibes and certain things to prove to them that he's alive. I believe he's alive. Do you?
Yes, I believe in the afterlife.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, so he might be in another dimension. Oh, geez, I never thought of that. So of course he's
There's
alive.
definitely an afterlife.
Well, yeah, and of course he's alive.
Yeah.
And he could be, definitely there's no doubt about it, that he could be at these rallies because he's in a different dimension one way or the other. I mean, like he's alive in one dimension or another.
Right.
And he could be here right now supporting Trump at those rallies. In fact, he probably is.
Yeah.
They're best friends. But the rumor that I heard was this. He figured out that, he knew that the government would be after him to kill him like they did his dad. And so he had people that working for him because he was so rich that would constantly have his back and try to prevent them from ever getting to him. So what happened is one day they go to check the plane and it's got some type of an explosive tape or something around the exhaust or something in the back that's going to blow the plane up and kill him. So the cabal was coming in to kill him, or Illuminati or whoever really leads it, So his airplane dude finds out and fixes the problem and puts a detonator bomb on there, and they set it all up to where the plane flies up and explodes just like the cabal all expected. And then they go, shoot, JF Kennedy's plane exploded and he just died. We're going to throw a funeral for him, which they did. There were 17 people at his funeral. Q is the 17th number of the alphabet. Q is who signs the Q drops. Q plus is President Trump. Q, I think, is JFK. But he's also R in the Q drops because I don't know why.
I'm not following you on this Q drop.
You don't know anything about Q?
No.
Yeah, guys, that's the interesting thing, too. I really encourage you to listen to the people that I'm getting to talk to because, number one, I believe if you harness your energy and it's something that you really, really dream to do, it's absolutely going to come true. And the only thing that's preventing it from coming true now is your level of belief and your level of awokenness, right, Trina?
That's right.
The more you believe it, just like, there's a saying my mom says, change the way you look at things and the things you look at change.
Right.
Which is a great thing, period, for life. But if you believe stuff, Trina's going to correct me if I'm wrong, because Trina is a sin. She's just down here helping out. Not really sure I understand all that, but if you, when that day comes, this is the way I look at it. When the day comes that you honestly, truly believe that this said dream is going to come true, with all your heart you believe it, that's the day it comes true.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
As long as you've made the right choices and taken the right steps and you haven't done something to really put that dream out of reach.
It automatically comes to you.
Yeah, all of a sudden.
You're bringing it to you.
Right, so like David Blaine, do you know who that is, the magician?
Yeah.
He floats because he's actually floating, don't you agree? He levitates.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. He's a sin, definitely, maybe even 2 levels, right?
Could be, maybe more.
Mm-hmm. He's so hot, too. He's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! I could never figure him out. I actually slandered him saying that he was a demon because of all my Christian background.
Right.
I thought, well, he's got to be harnessing that energy from demons because he's definitely floating. But then I thought, well, he's so love. Like, he's all about love.
That energy.
Right. And he loves to go into the black, or you see many things, pictures of him in the black community doing his thing. And that's one thing I love, because those people are so woke in so many ways, and they know so many things, and they're so spiritually hot, just fire.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, when it comes to that kind of stuff, they don't even know their own potential for psychic power yet. Don't you think? Like, they have so much psychic power potential, but it scares them.
Yeah, they don't know how to go about using it.
Right, because they just have a hard time believing it.
Right.
So David Blaine goes in and does magic, and they love it, and they just go, oh, shit, man! And they'll just run away and freak out, like, I can't believe you just did that, you know? And they love it, but it freaks them out. And realistically, I believe we could all do whatever we want, but I think that as a culture, they've developed a very high level of power. Once they take that power, they have a lot of power that just goes boom, you know?
One day at a time.
I'm so excited. So back to what I was I got to ask you your input on this too. So I was saying that I believe that bipolar may even have a certain blood type, and that they're targeted by Illuminati and or aliens or whoever.
Right.
And so they struggle through life because they have evil constantly directed at them, which creates fear, which creates anxiety, and then the evil feeds off of them again. And so they have this power that they're born with where they just know different things. And then they end up seeing different things because they have both alien races, one fighting for and one's against them. So they're seeing aliens. Nobody else is saying it, but they're seeing aliens too. So these guys are like...
We have the bad spirit and the good spirit.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know which one to listen to.
Right.
You got the bad one on your left shoulder, the good one on your right. And sometimes, if you listen, you'll know which is the good, because the good be talking to you. And the bad will try to trick you and do everything else. Sometimes.
Absolutely, and lure you in with something special that looks really good.
Yeah.
Yes, that happened to me yesterday. I was walking around. I told you I walked for 25 miles looking for Mike.
Yeah.
Turns out Mike is Mike. I found him 3 times. Mike. They'd give me a ride. Mike would always give me a ride. Mike would give me a drink of water when I needed it. Mike let me come in and go to the bathrooms. Different Mikes. Welcome me all the time, always helping, always good, always I trust them with all my heart, always I know they're loyal, and always and they just smile and go. I'll be like, what was your name again? Oh, my name's Mike. I'm like, no way! I gotta ask you a question about that when we turn this off, by the way.
Okay.
But so I walked and finally I was like getting pissed. I was like, okay, listen. I know you guys are watching me. Now I need to figure out where to go. I'm scared for some reason of the bad aliens tonight. I don't want to be at home because I had that weird guy over here and he turned out just leaving. Fletch. He was playing all his parts, but he turned out just leaving because it was like I couldn't stand his negativity anymore.
Right.
I said, if you're not going to take what you have